everyone. Welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So today I've got my youngest son with me. He came in from Denton and was glad to have him along. Of course, we all are following the guidelines of sheltering in place, and so we want everyone out there to be very careful and be safe, and hope that you and your families are doing well. So today we are going to do a Greg Pease blend that we have not done before. We've never done a GL Pease tobacco. So today we are going to do Gaslight, which is from their Old London series. Now, this is was developed by GL Pease, Greg Pease. It is manufactured by Cornell and Deal. This is an English blend, which is got a lot of Latakia in it. It's got some Oriental Turkishes in it and some Red Virginias in it as well. It comes in a really nice plug, and you can get it in 2-ounce tins or 8-ounce tins. I got mine from smokingpipes.com, but you can get it from Pipes and Cigars. You can get it from Four Noggins. I'm sure Cup of Joe's has it as well. Strength on this is medium. There is no flavorings in it. Taste is full, and then we'll talk about some other things as we go along. Okay? All right, so this is Ian's first time for smoking this. As a matter of fact, this is his first bowl of it. So we're going to get his true impressions on this. And then I've smoked this several times over the last couple of years. And so you're going to kind of get my opinion on it as someone who's experienced with this. So what's your first thoughts on the tin note?
You can, for me, you predominantly smell Latakia and a little bit of fruitiness for some reason.
I'm sure that fruitiness, that I smell a dark fruit in there as well. Yeah, I'm sure that's from the Red Virginias in there, the matured Red Virginias.
And it's weird, for some reason, like growing up through my pipe smoking palate and everything, I hated anything heavy or any of the Englishes and stuff like that. But the first time I tried a Latakia, for some reason, I really liked it. It was just one of those things. I didn't like anything heavy except for Latakia. For some reason, it always worked. And this one, I liked it. The first time I started smoking it, I wasn't looking at any of the characteristics of it or anything, and I was like, that's Latakia. I like that.
Yeah, this is a very Latakia-heavy blend. From right off the bat, you get that smokiness from the tin note, leathery kind of smell. But I also get, and I'm sure this is from some of the Virginias and some of the Orientals in here, but I also get kind of a floral hint in there. Smell that. See if you get like a floral, maybe like rose in there. I definitely get that dark fruit smell in there. To me, it's almost like fig.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Yep. I also get a little bit of a baking spice in there, maybe like a cinnamon, nutmeg, something, something like that. And for some reason, I also get a hit of maybe like liqueur, and I don't know if that's the fermentation of the Red Virginias in there. But smell that. See if you get like a kind of a alcohol smell in there, liqueur.
Yeah. Almost like a medicinal liqueur smell a little bit. But it doesn't smell bad.
It's so back there though. You know, it's not really predominant, but it's really nice. The tin note on this is excellent. Now, I'm going to tell you that this jar has been sitting for a little over a year. Okay. So this is slightly aged, you know. So it's going to be a little more tame, and all of the flavors are going to come together a little bit better on this. So, yeah, nice tin note. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think about the taste?
Well, like I said, I mean, first time smoking it, and I really liked a lot of Kias, so it hit me well. I like a lot of Kias. I haven't been smoking much of Orientals or Turkish blends or anything like that, so that was the one I was unfamiliar with. But as far as the other ones, Latakia and Virginia, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it pretty much right now.
What kind of flavors are you getting out of it? Definitely, it's a full flavored tobacco.
I mean, a very, very small note of like sweetness from that fig type taste on the back end of it. First one, it feels like it hits me straight Latakia up front, and then like a nice little sweetness, a little bit of aroma at the end. And the majority of the taste is Latakia, but it's got those sweet little notes in the background that just it hit real good.
Yeah. From the very beginning, when you first light it, I'm getting just a lot of smokiness from the Latakia. As you get farther into it, you start to pick up on some of those other tastes.
It opens up a little bit.
Yeah, I get a little bit of a citric sourness from this, just a slight sweetness also. A touch of bitterness in there. That's probably from the Latakia. There's hints of fruit in here, like orange. I get a little breadiness from it, a little bit.
And you're right, the more you work down it.
Yeah. Maybe like a really dark roast coffee.
I didn't get that until you just said that, and then I inhaled through your nose and everything. It kind of does taste like a French blend or something like that for a coffee.
Yeah. And then also just a slight bit of dark chocolate in there, too. Do you get that?
The more I smoke it, the more complex it does get. It's interesting.
It's definitely got the woody earthiness, from the Latakias. Then there's a musty sweetness in it. Again, a little touch of that spice in there. But it is absolutely a Latakia forward blend. So if you're wanting to try something that's really full Latakia, this is one to go with. If you don't like the Latakia so much, then this is probably something you're not going to dig very much. Yeah, I mean, it's a good flavor. It's solid. It's a really nice combination. I don't get so much of the Orientals, like you said, in this one. I'm particular to Orientals. I really like them, and I don't get that. I get a whole lot of Latakia, little bit of Virginia in here. The Orientals are kind of background on this. I really don't get much at all. What do you think about the room note on this?
I mean, I predominantly smell Latakia more than anything. It's a smoky blend. It's
a campfire.
Yeah, it's an outdoorsy one. So the majority I'm getting is all Latakia and everything like that. I mean, it's hard to get a room note whenever the garage doors open and everything, but I don't get much of the fruitiness on the room note.
Yeah, mostly for me it's a smokiness from a campfire kind of a aroma, and it lingers. It stays around for a while.
Yeah.
It's not something that dissipates very quickly, but it is a tolerable room note. Most people will find it tolerable.
Yeah.
Some people will find it pleasant.
Some people will find it on the opposite end.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the majority of Latakia blends. They usually linger for the most part, and it's about that much on room note, unless they got something crazy going on with the casings on it and things.
Yeah. What do you think about the nicotine hit on this?
It's medium to none. It's not really there for me.
So for you, it's more like a mild.
Yeah, it's mild. I'm not feeling it too much. It's still there, but it's not one of those that really slaps you, anything like that.
I'm on a little bit on your side on that. I think it's a little stronger for me than a mild. I'm thinking closer to a medium.
Yeah.
For me, but yeah, it's not extremely heavy or anything like that. This came to us when I got it. It was a little bit moist, so some drying time would be appropriate for this, and probably would help the smoke. And I dried it out before we smoked it. As a matter of fact, this whole plug is starting to dry out pretty quick, so I need to start smoking it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the couple of things about this one is when I've been messing around with it, it slices pretty easily. It breaks up pretty easily, so it becomes pretty easy to load, and it smokes fairly well. I've had to relight a couple of times, and it's a slower smoke. It doesn't burn quite as quickly. So, it lasts a long time. It's not a complete lat bomb, but it is pretty Latakia forward.
Yeah.
There's a creaminess to it. It leaves a little bit of moisture in the bowl at the end. It's consistent though. It's what you smoke at the beginning, you tasting at the end as well. So that's pretty good about
There's
it.
no extra bite to it. Or
Yeah.
anything.
I when I do it, I cut it in as thin as slices as I can, and then I rub it out pretty well and mix it up pretty well. That's the way I like to smoke it. Some guys will just slice it and pack it. Don't think it's going to burn that way, and I don't think you're going to get the same kind of flavor profile when you do it that way. But some guys like to do it that way, and I bet this one's going to sell really well. I bet if you were to buy a few tins and put it away for a while, come back to it in a few years, it's probably going to be nice and mellow.
Especially after just 1 year of it sitting in a jar like that,
Yeah.
really properly cellaring it and everything.
Yeah.
That'd probably make it a really killer blend.
Yeah. I mean, I like it pretty good. Now, it comes, like we said, it comes in 2-ounce tins and 8-ounce tins. And 8-ounce, yeah, a lot of tobacco there. And it's about $5.74 an ounce. So it is on the high side as far as blends go. But, you know, like I said, this is a really solid Latakia blend. So if you like Latakias, this might be one you would go for. You got anything else you want to say about this blend?
No, I mean, as far as first impressions go, it's a pretty good one. I mean, I've not been the one that's been the Englishes and heavy ones haven't been my favorite.
Yeah.
Out of the whole family, I'm the one that doesn't like them the most, but I like Latakias. So as far as first impression goes, I like this one. It's got a good amount of complexity to it, but not so much that it's confusing.
What are you going to give it?
I actually going to step it up from what I said earlier. I'm going to give it a 3.
The 3 shots?
Yeah. After smoking it a little bit more, getting down more to the middle of the bowl and down to the bottom, how it's pretty consistent, and I really like the Latakia. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a 3. It was a pretty good smoke for me.
You know, I'm going to give it a 3 as well. I initially thought maybe 3.5, but as I'm smoking it, I'm not getting a whole lot of anything but Latakia.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if I'm in the mood for that, this is a solid one to go for. But as far as English blends go, there's so much more out there that's got a lot of more complexity and more flavor profiles to it, that this one's just right pretty much in the middle of the road for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 3 as well. All right, so we for GL Peace's Gaslight, we're going to give this a 3. Yeah. Here's 2, if you can put those out for me, please. And here's 3. All right. You know, like I said, if you're not a fan of Latakia, this is not one that you're going to want to go for. If you are, and if you're wanting something that's a little deeper and heavier with that Latakia, I think this is the one that you might want to try and cellar it and see what it's like when you come back to it in a couple of years as well. All right. Well, that's it for this blend then. You got anything you want to say? I appreciate you coming out this weekend. It was nice to have you. He's here for his birthday. His birthday just came by, so we celebrated his birthday this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really more to say. I mean, you know, stay safe out there. Wear your masks. Do whatever the CDC, everything's telling you. Stay safe. Try and flatten the curve.
Yep.
Everything they're saying. It's not getting to where it's extremely serious in our area. I mean, I'm still working full time. I'm technically considered essential during this time, but it's still important to try and stay safe.
Yeah, we just our governor just announced a couple of days ago that all of the public schools are going to be canceled. Public and private schools are going to be canceled for the end of through the end of the school year. So I know that's a bummer for all the kids that we work with, but you know, it's probably the smart thing to do, just to make sure that we get through this as safely as possible. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you watching. Please send us your comments, subscribe, like. We do appreciate you watching, and don't forget, make all your piping moments count. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.